double YFL. Anthony Lino, the girl say, box her rubber, she no want no flowers. She want fill up the Rasta powers. Wash it up, send it to Dr. Howard. She still want be one of the Rasta lovers. Box her rubber, she no want no flowers. She want fill up the Rasta powers. Wash it up, send it to Dr. Howard. She still want be one of the Rasta lovers. You remember this?
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Books and Bush Tea. As you can tell, we have a little bit of a different vibe tonight. We're going to have some fun as we talk about romantasy in advance of Valentine's Day. Now, we always start with a week of catch-up and talking about what we've read for the week before we introduce our guests. And I have two exciting guests today. We're going to have a really good conversation. But the first thing I wanted to talk to you about was this week's reading. So, as you know, my partner and I read together, and we are in the middle of the Atlantis Gene. And it's a tough one. We've been struggling to get the time together to read, but I'm really looking forward to spending some time together with that book this weekend, because of course we have Valentine's Day coming up. But I am still deep in this nonfiction reading, A People's History of the United States. That is still going kind of hard, and I'd have to take a break. I'm in a chapter right now called the Intimately Oppressed, and it's speaking to women's rights in the US, and it is so challenging to get through. Just the material is so dark, it's tough to get through, but I'm enjoying it, and I'm learning a lot about what has happened in this side of the world. So that's one of them. But I also picked up a really interesting one, and don't judge me, y'all, but I'm reading The Handbook of Yoruba Religious Concepts. So it's a book that I'm reading because I'm in the middle of writing a novel right now that is inspired by Taino and African religions and how they showed up in the Caribbean. So that's a fun one for me. And at the same time, it's research. It really is research. But I got into some fiction reading. Like this week, you probably saw I posted that I went and got myself a library card for the first time since I was a teenager. And I went home with a number of novels. And one of them was something that was on my to-be-read list, my TBR list for months. And it's called The Wedding People. And I'm almost finished with it. And I've really, really enjoyed it. It's I don't want to give it away, but there's a lady who's decided she wants to end her life. So she checks herself into a hotel and finds that she is the only guest that is there in the hotel who is not a part of a wedding party. And she gets to know the bride, and the bride kind of cons her into staying alive. And it's very, very, very funny. It's interesting. It deals with some dark topics, but it keeps it nice and light. And I'm really enjoying it. But then I also finished my my bedtime reading, which I do, I cycle through bedtime reading that I do. I always read books that I know how it's going to go when I'm going to bed. But I started a new one that I really like called A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. Now, I read her first book. This is a really awesome author. Her name is Sangu Mandana, and she's the one who wrote The Society of Highly Irregular Witches. And it was so much fun. She always has really cool kids in the books that I'm enjoying a lot. And in this book, there's actually a little girl who's autistic. I don't know what it is, but stories about autistic children always get me interested. But I just got a new one in, and I have it somewhere here. Do I have it? Yes, I do. It's under my computer. And this is also for my research, but it's super interesting so far. It's the 21 divisions of mysteries and magic of Dominican voodoo. So as you can tell, I'm going down a deep dive on research for this novel that I'm writing. But something fun happened in my reading world this week that I wanted to share with you. I got a call from one of the young people in my life who has been watching the show and who was interested in getting book recommendations. And by the way, you can always reach out to us at Books and Bush Tea. I'm going to send you how to contact us. We have an email address. You can send us stuff throughout the week, and it's at the bottom of the screen right now. So if you send us an email and you're looking for book recommendations, we will send you a list of books. And if we don't know, then we'll actually put it out to the audience and have a conversation about it. But I got a call from this particular young person who is in college overseas and has said, Auntie, I'm really interested in I'm interested in doing some reading about the history of belief and energy and manifestation. And I was like, oh, my jam. And so I went through my list in my Audible and in my Kindle, and I found a couple of books that I thought he might be interested in. And he has now started the book Goddesses by Joseph Campbell. And I'm dying to hear how he's getting on, because he got like 20 minutes after I made the recommendation, he was on chapter 3 and calling me like, oh my goodness, this is insane. So if you've never read it, and if that's your jam and you're interested in the history of belief throughout the world and different cultures, that's a really cool one to start with. But tonight, we have 2 guests with us tonight to talk about romance, romantasy, and funny enough, dark romance. I didn't really get into the understanding of the difference between those two, but they've been educating me so far, and this has been a lot of fun. So I would love to introduce you, first of all, to our first guest, who is Miss Kayla Elliott. She will be joining us from overseas, but Kayla is from Cayman. By day, Kayla works as an oncology nurse, but in her free time, she escapes into the worlds of magic, dragons, and sweeping romance. She's a lifelong reader and passionate romantasy fan. She loves stories that blend powerful love stories with high-stakes fantasy. Whether she's recommending her latest 5-star read or defending her favorite morally gray book boyfriend, she's always ready to talk books. I know this because Kayla and I talk books regularly, probably once a week. Welcome, Kayla. Thank you for joining us. And where are you? I'm going to find you. There you are.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry, go ahead.
I said thank you for having me.
You know, I'm excited to talk to you about books. Like we get it, particularly this genre. Like you're the person that I go to for these things. But we also have another guest with us as well. And tonight we're going to be joined by Christina Bramwell. Christina is a proud Caymanian and prouder West Bayer who went from Triple C valedictorian to becoming the first Caymanian with a doctorate of physical therapy. Inspired by her grandfather's fight with polio, she has built a 15-year career across Cayman's public and private healthcare sectors and collected a few extra credentials like a BSc, postgrad diploma, MBA, just for fun. Christina has visited 40 countries before 40, and I'm so jealous, a lot of which is travel with Team Cayman as a physiotherapist, supporting athletes at multiple Olympic, Commonwealth, CAC, and Pan American Games. All this flying gives her time to support her real passion, which is reading. Outside of work, she serves on multiple professional boards and fights the patriarchy. I love that she has this in her bio. I mean, this is how you know Christina's our people. She has also just survived her first doubles high rock sprint, and you're going to have to tell us what that is, Christina. She loves dogs more than most people, which is great because she's going to hear a couple snoring in the background today. And she considers eating a hobby. Thankfully, her husband keeps her very well fed. Let's welcome Christina. Hello, Christina.
Hi. Of course.
I'm so glad to have you guys here. And you know, I love that we're talking about romance because I feel like it's been such a taboo topic, but it is the most widely read genre, I think, in Cayman, definitely. And probably throughout the world right now. And we've seen the rise of BookTok and so on. But before we get into that, guys, I wanted to check in on your Valentine's Day. How's that going to go? Y'all got plans?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You don't want to talk about them?
No, I can talk about them. I didn't know if Kayla might have wanted to go first.
So I am in a new relationship, and I have been told that there are plans. And there's an itinerary. I told him I preferred to be surprised.
So your man is making plans.
Yeah.
Oh, we love him.
Yeah.
Clap for him.
Right? Yes, let's do the clap. Big clap. Now we just need to get him reading romance, unless he's already doing that, at which point in time we love him even more.
I'll let him know.
You let him know. So she's going to be surprised. How are you doing, Christina? What's your plan?
So I always make the plans and my husband pays, but I make the plans.
There you go.
So we are going to Avicita for Chef's Table.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pre-planned 7-course dinner that they do on weekends, and it's apparently like very posh and bougie, and it's only 10 tables, like so only 10 couples can go, et cetera, et cetera. So he's really into food, even though you wouldn't think it looking at him, because he quite maga. Is that a West Bay thing, or is that island wide?
No, that's island wide. That might be
Caribbean. Okay, all right. Okay, because I said something the other day that I honestly thought was a general Cayman term, and somebody looked at me and was like, "What the hell did you just say?" So I'm checking in now. I'm trying to remember what it was too, but it was Raymond Barnes that was like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, I honestly thought that was a general Cayman term. If it comes to me, I'll drop it."
Yeah, I find that happens to me quite a lot as well, like with the Bodden Town words. So that's your plan. So I actually have stuff to share with the audience, because I promised some tips. I promised that we would like give you some ideas as to what to get your partner for Valentine's Day. And right now I have news. First of all, our show is sponsored by Vi's Closet, but Vi's Closet, I would not have approached them if I did not love them. I'm actually wearing one of their robes right now, and it's like my favorite. But they have something for everybody. And so I actually went, and I can see this on TV because I know that I know my partner is not going to watch this show until after. I would have to sit him down on the weekend and make him watch it, because I do so many of these that he's like, I cannot keep up. I will catch up with you later. Right? So I went and I got us matching pajamas, and it's so funny because I never do that. I don't even do that for Christmas. But I know that we have like a staying in, like we're going to plan to like kind of hang out at home for quite a bit. We might do breakfast on Saturday, but breakfast in my pajamas sounds kind of awesome right now. But I wanted to show you guys this as well, because I know we're looking at gifts. And I keep hinting at this, right? So first of all, I should give the warning again that this is an 18+ show, because even though we are pretty respectful and all of that, we are also going to be talking about things that are quite adult, right? We're talking about romance, we're talking about romantasy, but I'm also showcasing the naughty corner in Vi's Closet. So as you can see, this is just one shelf in the corner. And they have stuff in that at Vi's Closet that is not even out on the shelves right now. They got their shipment in today for Valentine's Day, but they also have new lingerie. They have new gifts, and they also had like a couple of journals in there that I really, really liked as well. And I don't know if you know this, but I think Vi's might also have the largest collection of crystals right now. But I figured, since we're talking about dark romance, romantasy, and interesting things, we should make sure that Cayman knows where to find their support system for any kinks that are out there in our listenership right now. So go on down to Vi's Closet. They're upstairs in the Bayshore Mall, and they've got a lot going on over there right now. But let's talk about our books, because that's what we're here for. And I'm going to throw you into it, ladies. Like, tell us about romantasy. What is romantasy to you? And I also want to know, what is dark romance? Because we don't talk about those two things together, but I kind of see them as an overlap right now, because a lot of books are kind of combined. So, Kayla, what do you think?
So I think, both are works of fiction, but dark or romantasy books are mainly like books that have a world building, books that have a plot that is within a fantasy realm, whereas a dark romance book would be considered more of like it's basically a contemporary romance with like darker themes, especially when it comes to the spice.
Okay.
So I think that's really the difference, is that so romantasy is more so fantasy world with romance in it and spice, and then dark romance is more so real world kind of like real world, but has like dark themes. Yeah.
And which one do you like better? Because I don't know, I'm still kind of like getting into the dark stuff. I'm not sure I'm in the darkness yet.
Not really. Like I much prefer the romantasy. Like I prefer the world building and the characters, and also in a romantasy books you can have fae.
Yeah. Right? Okay. Fair enough.
Fairies exist. And I prefer any world that fairies exist in.
Yeah, Christina, you like the ones with wings?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. But I mean, yeah, Kayla really hit it on the head, I think. Obviously, she and I were discussing earlier that, some people categorize Brimstone. So that's the first book in the Fae and Alchemy series. Quicksilver is the first book in the Fae and Alchemy series. Brimstone is the second book, which came out this year. And some people categorize that as a dark romantasy because, again, it is in a world and there are creatures and different races of mythical beings, and you're traveling between realms and all of this sort of thing. But I personally didn't think it was dark. I know you said you hadn't read Brimstone yet, right, Kayla? Okay.
I haven't even finished Quicksilver.
Okay, so Brimstone does get a little bit. It does go into some, well, without spoiling it, some stuff, right? So I guess maybe that's why people think it's dark, but I wouldn't have really classified it as dark romantasy, I don't think. But then the only true like dark romance that I've read has been the two first books in the Into Darkness series, which are, again, they're contemporary, they're set in the real world. And the first one I thought was very, very good. To be honest, I don't think the second one really lived up to my expectations, but still, I mean, worth the read. I mean, I finished it, but, definitely didn't really like grasp me like the first one. But again, I'm leaning towards liking romantasy better just because, again, like the world we live in is already so heavy, right? There's already so much going on that I almost feel like I don't want to read about a romance in this heavy world, like, yeah, take me to Perithian, show me some fae, like do that with me instead.
Yeah, there was one that I read the other day that I started to read and I couldn't get into it because it was dark, and I don't think I'm going to try and find it because it was actually quite popular. It was with a siren who had been badly, like she had a lot of abuse history, and I can't remember the name of it. When I find it, I'll tell you. But it was. So if I'm gonna like play back what you said, so to me, what I hear there is that dark romance actually has darkness in the romance. It's not like you're in a dark world necessarily. It's actually like it's like heavy, like on the kink, and probably on some of the darker aspects of relationship, right? Yeah. And some of them, I find that it's. Okay, so do you call people in dark romance shadow daddies, or is that like across? Is that across the whole thing? No. Okay, go, Kayla, tell us.
So a shadow daddy is a character. So for example, in like the ACOTAR world, the shadow daddies, they wield shadows. Like that's part of their power. And so but whereas like, or even like if you think Fourth Wing, right? Zayden, that's a shadow daddy. So it has to do like with supernatural power as well, but also their entire demeanor is like a little bit darker, a little bit more mysterious. There's more of like a dominant energy from them. So yeah, those are shadow daddies. That's where they get the daddy from.
Yeah, and the dominance.
Yeah.
And I think like one of the concepts of Fourth Wing too is like when you manifest your powers, it has something to do with your personality, right? Yeah. So again, like Zayden has the ability to wield shadows because he is dark and mysterious. So it's like this is why he manifested that type of power.
Yeah.
Yeah, whereas Violet has the lightning because she's so like she's unexpected and she like rips the world apart and she's incredibly powerful. So you can see that as well, right? Yeah. I love that she gets 2 dragons. I'm like, yeah, of course the girl has to get 2 dragons.
We're really spoiling the book right now.
What's that?
I said we're really spoiling that book right now.
Oh no.
Well, I think that's a good segue into I was thinking the other day too, like why is romantasy so popular right now? I mean, I think it's always been a little bit popular, but it has really hit the mainstream. It seems like it came out of nowhere the past couple of years. But to be fair, like for example, ACOTAR, A Court of Thorns and Roses, for anyone listening that might not know what the abbreviation stands for. So that is currently a 5-book series. It is not a completed series. She intends more books in the pipeline, but currently there are 5 books out. And the first ACOTAR book came out 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So this has actually been, this concept has been out for a long time. I'm not 100% sure why it's hitting right now in particular. I mean, I do think social media has a lot to do with it. Like things go viral very, very quickly now. But one of the reasons that I think most women really love Romantasy is because it's men written by women.
Yes.
Right? So all of these men are, well, first off, majority of the male main characters, MMCs, are gorgeous. Like, I mean, because again, it doesn't work if he's not gorgeous. Be like, oh yeah, he was, he had stringy hair and yeah, So number one, he's gorgeous, right? So he's already winning there. Number two, he's successful. Like not successful, like it's not like he's an accountant or a doctor or anything, right? But like he has powers, right? He is the most powerful shadow wielder. He is the most powerful king, and it's like, all right, so you're hot and you have a good job ish, right? And then, all right, I mean, we're talking spice. So like we get to the bedroom now. He has a big dick. He knows where the clit is. You come first. All of these things are working. Women love this, and then it just works. But again, it's a man written by a woman.
Yes, and he burns for you, right? Like there's tension.
Exactly, he's gonna burn down the world for you, but still empower you, right? Because again, like these female main characters are going through either some type of struggle, or coming from some type of abuse or whatever, and then this man is helping to support her growth, and he's not holding her down. Like, I mean, again, going back to ACOTAR, that was really what I cut my teeth on. Ironically, I picked up the first ACOTAR, which I have right here in my phone. For anyone looking, right? A Court of Thorns and Roses, the first book in ACOTAR. I picked this up actually in the bookstore in like the Olympic Village in Paris, because I literally just wanted something to read on the flight home. Like I had no expectations for it. I mean, I had seen it around, I had seen people reading it, but then I was like, whatever, just I want a little book to read on the plane, right? And then it was literally like, no, I really was late to it, to be honest. And then it exploded after that. But like, yeah, I just wanted a little, I've lent it to so many people now, like you can see, like it's like literally like pop down. But, like that's it. But then it was literally like a gateway drug. And then I introduced my friend Sophie to it, and I introduced somebody else to it. And now like, everybody's into Romantasy, and she's buying a series and I'm buying a series, and we're switching, and it's literally become like a thing that we like do together now. But
it's a community, right? It's almost like, and this is what I love. Like the term BookTok almost exclusively refers to Romantasy readers. You notice that? Because if you go on TikTok and you actually search for BookTok, it's talking about fae, it's talking about romance, it's talking about spice. In fact, they give you spice spoilers if you want to skip ahead. Like there's some people that actually literally go through the book and tell you what page or what chapter to look for the
some people are hardcore. There are some of these girls that have different color highlighters, and then they've got their tabs, and then they're like, oh my goodness, I knew this because this happened, so my new theory is, and I'm like, girl, I'm just trying to read. Like
people read these books like 10 times trying to figure out what the cliffhanger is, what's gonna happen, and I'm like, I read books on vibes.
Same.
I remember the vibes, and if I
hot men and vibes.
I remember the vibes.
See, the thing is with ACOTAR, right? I struggled with ACOTAR, but I really love. So ACOTAR is like probably, if you think about BookTok or if you think about Romantasy in the world right now, that's the first set of books that comes to a lot of people's minds. And then right after that comes Fourth Wing, right? And because Fourth Wing then started. But you know what I loved about Fourth Wing? I loved the story. Like even if there was no spice in that, I love that world.
Yeah, it's a great story.
I love the competition. I love the stakes. I love the Skyeth. I love everything about that place. I wanted to live there. Like that's what you get into. But
and the author, Rebecca Yarros, has other books. Like this is her first segue into Romantasy. Like she's not a new author to the scene, but for some reason, Fourth Wing hit, it blew up, and now it's a thing. And she has a bunch of other books. So I almost feel like I need to take a quick little breather and like look into her other stuff, because she's apparently like a reputable author.
She's talented. She's very talented. I love that there was an interview with her. I don't know if you all saw this on social media where someone asked, like, how does your family feel about you writing about all of these erotic scenes? And her son was like, oh my God, it is so hard to know that your mother wrote this.
I watched an interview
And they all look like school teachers. Like they all look like kindergarten teachers. Like if you pull up what Rebecca Yarros looks like, what Sarah J. Maas looks like, Callie Hart, not so much. She's a little bit more edgy, but majority of them look like kindergarten teachers.
Yeah. And you know what's so funny? Because I actually like it when the romance is actually quite. I don't mind if the spice is there, but I really like cozy romance. But I like cozy romance that has a little bit of spice in it, which is one of the things that one of the books I'm reading right now that I was talking about earlier on, which is A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. She hits that balance really, really, really well. Like making sure that it's not super high stakes, but the romance is there and there's tension. But one of the things that I love that you mentioned is that, you know, there's something that shadow daddies and romance daddies do that that we want to see in relationships. So this is men that are written by women. And I'm just going to pause us right here because we do have one message and then we have a video that we need to talk about. So hang tight, folks. 1 second. This Valentine, trust your lady's pleasure to the people who understand the connection between the perfectly fitted bra and the crystals we put inside them. Vi's Closet voted best in Cayman for 2025.
The romance titles.
100% agree. Wait, listen to romance titles?
Listen.
Like listen to a book?
Yeah, listen to a book.
Listen to a title.
Listen to an audio romance title.
Just on the subway listening to an audio romance title, horned up.
It don't gotta be spicy now. The male loneliness epidemic. Guys are always seeking bro podcasts for advice on women. Why don't you listen to romance titles written by women?
Yeah, I like this, because then you might learn to be a little more...
empathetic.
Oh, I was going to say romantic.
Okay, that too. A lot of the qualities in the title is what a lot of women desire and that sometimes we have a hard time finding outside in the real world.
So this can help men become more attractive.
Hello.
Do you have a boyfriend?
No, I'm going to say I don't even date.
Oh, you don't date?
Maybe that's why, because of the romance titles.
Maybe that's why.
The standards are up to here.
It's affected your dating life.
1,000%.
Maybe you should start listening to something else.
Then what? A bro podcast?
No, not a bro podcast, but the ideal man is probably a schlubbier guy than what you're listening to.
I feel like we as women, we've already lowered our standards to here, and we're not even getting matched at that point. We're getting the 50-50 guys.
What's a 50-50 guy? He's half in, half out?
Basically.
I know.
Oh no, did it pause?
Definitely the listeners need to go and look up Subway Takes because
Subway Takes is
so hilarious.
I love it. But she actually talks about, like, she actually speaks to exactly what we're saying about men reading romance. It's such a cool thing to actually see some. We had a couple of guys on last show talking about romance. I don't know if you all caught that one, but talking about what they learn about how women see the world when they listen to romance. And also learning, my favorite take on that whole show was that Clay was like, you know, one of the things that I learned about, you know, is most attractive to women is a man who knows how to shut up.
Is he wrong?
No, but when you think about it, that's something else that you notice in the shadow daddies is that they don't say much a lot. Like they're reserved.
They're not talking over you.
Mm-hmm. No interruptions.
They're not mansplaining.
Mm-hmm.
Their women are also very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not intimidated by that.
In fact, they're enchanted by it and they reserve judgment and they hold on and they're not impulsive. It's interesting. No. It's interesting what we see. So what do you think? What are other things that you think that we as women write into these characters? So learning how to shut up is one thing, but like, what else do you think men would learn if they read romance about relationships and how we want them to look?
How to empower your woman, because kind of like taking it back to reel that you just showed, right? The girl was talking about, this male loneliness epidemic. And ironically, I was somewhere yesterday and a guy was kind of speaking to that, saying about, not him personally, because he's married with children, but he was saying he's got so many single friends right now because they don't know how to approach women. They're intimidated by women, et cetera, et cetera. And then, of course, he completely kind of segued into, then I had to hold him down and fight the patriarchy a little bit. But he took it way left. But basically saying feminism has overcorrected at this point, that it's actually detrimental to us. And then so that was a whole almost fight. But anyway, but these MMCs, male main characters, they empower their women. They allow them to have ideas and thoughts and fight in the battles and ride the dragons with them. And there's not, oh, sweet. And again, most of these female main characters, like Kayla was saying earlier, she likes her female main characters to be above 21, right? And most of them, unfortunately, aren't. Most of them are these skinny, malnourished teenage girls because they're coming from poverty or sickness or abuse or something. And then she develops into this powerful woman. But a lot of times the male main character is supporting and assisting on that journey. He's not saying oh yeah, you weak, let me lift this for you, baby. Let me,
Yeah.
He's like, no, practice lifting it because you need to build some muscles because you need to get on this battlefield.
Yeah. And in fact, there's something to that too around how romance is developed, right? And particularly in Romantasy, where you notice that the first guy she's with sometimes does not end up being the guy that she's with. Mm-hmm. I love Sarah J. Maas does this. She does this with almost all of her.
She does this a lot, yeah.
But it's so hard not to spoil it. But that first ACOTAR book, I just wanted to hang him from the ceiling. He annoyed me from day one. I don't know how people didn't see it coming.
I didn't. I was a Tamlin stan.
I didn't either. I was in love with him. Yeah. I was in love with him for a little bit.
And then it had to get to well, am I gonna spoil it? We already spoiled half of it though.
It's okay. If you don't want spoilers, please tune out. And if you're under 18, do not watch. Continue.
So when he locked her up in the house, I was like, oh, hold on. It took until that point though, which is maybe saying something about me, but
Really? I was so pissed when she was fighting.
That was where she cut it off, locking her in the house. But no, for me, it was kind of there too, to be honest.
Really? No, the mountain.
Yeah. No, it took me a while.
There's a mountain that, how do you pronounce her name? Amarantha. She was formidable. He probably had some deep-seated trauma about her.
He was a wuss.
But what am I supposed to do? He got this mask stuck to his face. He tried and get it off.
But Reese was in worse position than him, and he could still show up for her. I don't know. I also like you know what it is? I don't like them to be too perfect. And that's probably what my clue was, right? He was just too perfect. And I was like, you know what? I need some dirt under your fingernails for me to think you're going to make it. See, and this is one of the things that women do. Yes, we want
some dirt under your fingernails.
But they need to have a little something to them, something to rub up against,
That's one of the things that I think that I think men can learn from these romance books as well, is I think women love the protector that also the supportive protector. I think Risan does a really good job at that. Risan's no, you gotta learn how to read because you're not gonna be in a position again. And he's you're gonna learn how to fight. You're gonna train with my buddy over here, But also fiercely protective of her, while letting her fight her own battles. But still, he will stand up for her that entire Under the Mountain, right? He was the one sending her the songs and trying to help her through that. Whereas Tamlin was just sitting up on the stage, just watching her. And then there's a difference between lust and the characters actually falling in love, and I think Tamlin really was very lustful of her, whereas Risan came in and was actually in love with her and wanted to develop her as a person.
I don't know if you all have watched Bridgerton, because I find that BookTok ladies like their Bridgerton.
I haven't watched the new season yet.
Oh, it ends.
I've only watched Queen Charlotte.
Oh, that's a good one though. But you haven't watched the rest of them? How you watched Queen Charlotte and
Because she's a strong Black woman, and I just wanted to start there.
Fair enough. I mean, it's a good place to start because it's really outside of the progression. But I'm gonna spoil this for you. No, it's not bad. No,
I mean, I know the gist of it.
So there is a moment, and it's all over social media, so I'm not spoiling it for you because I'm sure you've seen it before, where Benedict says to Sophie, who was the
yes, I know what you're talking about.
He says to her, you know, I need to ask you something. Will you be my mistress? And she's like, off, brother. No. Right? So that you can tell like there's that like crumpling. To me, that's what Tamlin did under the mountain for me. Like when Tamlin came to her and he's coming in and he's like, just wants to have like one last night with her or something like that. Whereas Rhysand is like, no, you're not dying here. You know what I mean? That thing, I think what that is that one thing that we like men is that we want to not give up.
Mm-hmm.
I hear someone else has a dog, and I love this about us.
I was really hoping that me having this on, you wouldn't hear him, but
that's okay. Mine is snoring somewhere here too. So yeah, that. Oh, I just got a message. Is he the one? Who is the one with the bone condition?
That's condition. Isn't that Violet? Doesn't she? I mean, well, it's hypothesized that she has something like either Blount's or what's the other one? Or some type of connective tissue thing because she's always having to like bandage up her joints and whatever. But I can't think of a male main character that had any type of disease in any of the popular ones. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. It's Violet. So Violet is the MMC, the FMC, the female main character in Fourth Wing, and she's the one with the fragile bone condition. And she's the one that's being protected by Xaden Ryerson, who is supposed to be her enemy. And yeah. I actually really like.
I mean, that's our favorite trope: enemies to lovers.
Yeah, it is, you know. And I also like that he calls her Violence.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is great. If somebody called me Violence, or if somebody called me Anarchy, then I feel like someone understands me.
I love it.
That would be a good one.
No, I get it in my family, but you know, it's like, and once again, Sean is not watching this show. So yeah, oh man. Okay, now I'm fully in. Okay, good. Yeah, Violet Sorrengail is the one. So I would love to hear what you say to Romantasy naysayers, because you know there's a lot of stuff about there's a lot of pushback, and I noticed that a lot of it is coming from either very conservative people or men that just don't understand, and generally speaking the ones that like to watch like the red pill content. They're so anti-romance and romantasy. What is the answer to that?
Have some whimsy. Have some whimsy.
Have some whimsy.
Have some whimsy. Develop some whimsy and yearning. I think women want whimsy and yearning. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That kind of sums it up. I mean, the only thing I would add would be like, for example, obviously we just came off of the Super Bowl, right? And there was all that controversy with Bad Bunny performing, and it really wasn't controversy with majority of people, but there was some controversy. And me and one of my girlfriends were talking and saying, but the reason that like MAGA doesn't like him is because MAGA's angry, and like his music just makes you want to dance, right? And like
they want you to be angry.
It's not angry music. It makes you want to move, but they're angry and they're stiff, and that's why they don't like it. So again, people that aren't, say that, romantasy rots your brain or whatever, it's because you have no imagination.
Yeah, I think that's part of it.
That's why it makes you mad, because you actually have to read this, and you have to create this character and this world and this relationship in your mind, and it's nothing, it's brand new, right? Because it's a whole new world that this author has built for you. So I feel like if you don't like it, like you don't have any imagination.
Yeah, well, I actually find that about fantasy in general. Fantasy, sci-fi, anything that is gonna but there's so many people that struggle with it, right? And one of the main criticisms that you're hearing right now is about the explicit nature of the spiciness. And I have lots of answers to this, but I would love to hear the people that are fighting the patriarchy every day. Like, how do you answer
Maybe not
that?
every day. I would like someone to show me in the Bible where it says do not have good sex.
Oh, boom.
Where does it say that?
I wish I
Like,
had
where does it say that? I mean, literally, where does it say that? It says that nowhere, right? And so all these conservative people are like, oh, well, you know, Corinthians la says, and it's like, okay, well, Jesus wants us to be happy. Jesus wants us to convert more people to Christianity. And if we are happy and having good sex, I think more people would come over to the cause.
Okay, fair enough. That's one answer.
Yeah.
What you got, Kayla?
I think sex is important for fundamental human connection. And I think the denial of that leads people to be very unhappy and grumpy and hide parts of themselves that don't necessarily need to be hidden. Like it's like it's not allowing them to be free. And so I really think that I think it's a lot of the people who are like, oh my gosh, it's so spicy, are the same people reading it or hiding it under their pillows.
Or watching porn.
Yeah, that too. So, yeah.
And you see, my answer to it is that, you know, the porn industry exists and there's so many men that participate in porn. It's almost like ubiquitous. You expect that a man is going to watch porn, right? Almost like in our generation, that's not something that you're like, oh my God, he watches porn. He's a deviant. That's not how it works in our generation, right? If we're really honest about it. However, what I think is freeing in this experience is that no one is being exploited. No one's being exploited to create this. There's
a lot of consent as well. Like if even in like the relationships, like, I mean, again, if we're going into like, I haven't made a deep foray into dark romance yet. Maybe there's some consent issues that come up in that. But in Romantasy, everything is consensual. Like these male main characters are all about consent. So like you said, nobody's being exploited.
Yeah, there's no exploiting happening, and but not only that, like in the creation of it is literally a person sitting down with a pen, and it's not like no bodies are involved, no harm is being done. But also, I you know, one of the things that I've always like wondered about, because so I'm gonna probably get canceled over this, so I need to be careful how I say it. But you know, if we actually taught people to pleasure themselves, we would have far less issues with things like abortions and teenage pregnancies. If people were given permission to have desires and have them fulfilled, they would be able to take care of themselves more effectively.
I don't disagree.
And you know, if there's going to be a war on pleasure, which is how it feels right now in the world, then romance is on the winning side, because without it, the human race cannot continue. Right? So I think we have time for recommendations and why we like them. Because I know you have like, you're gonna add to my TBR list, and I need to take notes, because I always post these lists after, whenever we get lists. And I asked you ladies for like your top 5 Romantasy books. Shall we go? So you want to share one and then alternate and see how it goes?
Okay. So we did have a lot of overlap, so that's good. So my first one is When the Moon Hatched. So as I was telling you guys earlier, I did not have a lot of expectation for this, just because it wasn't something that was really like popping up too much on BookTok, and I didn't really hear a lot of people talking about it. But again, similar to how I got into ACOTAR, I literally was on vacation with my husband and saw it and was just like, oh, let me just pick it up and read it, right? Because I had ordered some books to an Amazon locker but hadn't picked them up yet. And it was amazing. World building, top tier. Again, without giving too much away, the male main character and the female main character have a previous relationship that she doesn't remember. So there's a whole memory loss thing, right? Okay. And there's dragons, there's creatures, it's top tier. And the male main character, Khan, Kaan, top peer book boyfriend. Like he is up there with all of like the big hitters. Like, I mean, obviously we've mentioned Zayden and Risan and whatever already, and like he is up there. He's just not as well known. And then for anyone that wants to pick this up, the second book is supposed to be coming out, I want to say in May, and it's called The Ballad of Falling Dragons. If it's not delayed, because I've also heard it might be delayed.
Okay. All right. When the Moon Hatch. I have it on my list. This is going to be great. But we also have a question coming in. I'm just tuning in, but have you ladies written any or only book recommendations from other authors? Excellent question, especially as we're moving towards Kayla.
Okay. I haven't written anything. I wish I would like to, and I think I need to start. But my first book recommendation is Mate. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
It's
sort
blurry.
of.
You see
it's
it.
blurry, but that's okay. Just bring it close to your face. We can see it well.
Okay, there we go.
All right.
Mate by Ali Hazelwood. It's the second book in the series. The first book is called Bride, but I found that I liked the characters in this one more. There is overlap, like it's the same world, but it's a world with werewolves, vampires, and humans. It is set in more of it's fantasy because it has these different races, but it is set in more of like a contemporary world. And I really enjoyed the relationship building in this book. It has themes of fated mates. It has themes of a little bit of mystery, because we find out about the origins of the female male character. And yeah, that's all I will say without spoiling it.
Okay, cool. Christina, have you written anything?
I have not, no.
Okay, got it. I'm in the process of writing something. I don't think it might classify as romantasy, but I don't know yet if it has spice. But anyway, go ahead, Christina, you go for it. Next book.
All right. Okay, so Tower of Dawn. So Tower of Dawn is actually book 7 in the Throne of Glass series, or book 6, depending on how you look at it, because the Throne of Glass has a prequel. Some people recommend reading it third, which is how I read it. I think it really works third, but then again, obviously read it however you want to read it. And then Throne of Glass is supposed to actually, the author intended it to be a tandem read with the 6th book. But Christina and I walking around with 2 books, this chapter. So I read 6 and then I read 7. A lot of people don't like Throne of Glass, right? So I'm definitely, Tower of Dawn, yes. Throne of Glass series. Which I'm glad to hear. And I think Aniki said she loved it too, right? Or no? Yeah, okay, good. So I'm in good company because most people do not like it. Like I've heard a lot of people DNF'd it and whatever, but I absolutely loved it. Kale is my boy. Kale is misunderstood. And again, without giving away too much of the story, it's a completely different point of view than most of the other books, which is probably why a lot of people didn't vibe with it. But his girl is, basically a physiotherapist, so I think I just gelled with her as well. So.
And not to give anything away, but one of the things I really loved about it is the uniqueness of the villain in that book.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Tower of Dawn. Go, Kayla.
Okay. The Serpent and the Wings of Night. This is the first book in a series. And the author's doing a really cool thing with the series where she focuses on couples for like 2 books, so like a duology of these 2 characters, and then she has another duo that's come out with another 2 characters within the same world, and they're all connected. But I really liked this book because, and I don't know if you agree with me, Christina, but like, would you think this counts as kind of dark? Like a little, like I wouldn't say dark romance. But the world is
the world is dark. I don't think their relationship is dark.
That's why I see Quicksilver too.
Yeah. So like the world is about, it's different races of vampires, and then they're at war with each other, but then there's also a lot of politics. I think the character building is done really well. I think that if you like, well, I guess this particular book goes into more so, what do we call it? There's a trope where it's like Hunger Games or like Red Rising, where
like competitive gaming.
Yes, it's trials. It's trials. Like they're in like a games that they have to win. So they're basically against each other, but obviously they fall in love, and then so it's like, so who's gonna win this now?
Yeah, and this has trial to the death. So if you like high stakes, that's a series for you.
Okay.
So that is actually in my top 5 as well.
Okay.
I can't show it because I don't physically have it, because as I said before, my friend Sophie and I tend to each buy a series and then we switch off from a old lady money saving perspective.
The library.
But that is definitely it. They look each other's libraries. But that's definitely on my top 5 list as well. So going into, I actually don't have it here. Let me consult my bookshelf. Okay. Court of
Mist and Fury.
Yeah, Court of Mist and Fury. So this is the second book in the ACOTAR series. So the first one was the one that I was showing earlier, Court of Thorns and Roses, and now this is A Court of Mist and Fury. So this basically is, since we've already kind of semi-spoiled it for most people, Tamlin is out, Rhysand is in. So that's probably why I liked it. And if you're into BookTok, chapter 54 and chapter 55, I'm sure you've seen all the memes and everything surrounding that.
Yeah.
I actually read chapter 55 out loud to my husband, right? Because he's so he's very he's audio and visual. Like he's not so and I guess obviously he works with his hands, so he needs to like see things and hear things and like touch things and whatever, right? So he doesn't like to read, but he enjoys like watching things or me like telling him about something. So so I read that to him, and afterwards he was just like, whoa, this dude. And I was like, I know, right? So yes, top tier. I actually got the best, I'll probably like remember this till the day I die. When I went to buy this, so like I said, I picked up A Court of Thorns and Roses on my way home from Paris, and then obviously got addicted. And then I was like, oh my God, I need the next one. And I was like, let me go check the bookstores on Ireland before I like hop straight to ordering it. Went to Books and Books. Well, no, what's it called now? Next chapter. Sorry. Mm-hmm. And went up to the desk. Well, went to the shelves first, didn't see it. Came back, said to the girl at the counter, I was like, do you have this? Blah, blah, blah. And she was like, no, we're sold out. And I was like, oh my goodness. And then she was like, actually, hold on. Goes into the back, comes out. Somebody had ordered it, but then didn't want it again. I don't know who this person is, and I have your book. So she sold it to me because the person didn't want it again. I was like, oh my God, look at God, right? But then she literally said to me, she was like, the only thing that I wish in life, like she literally said the only thing that she wishes in life. And I was like, girl, are you sure? But anyway, is that she could read it again for the first time.
Oh, wow.
I was like, Sarah needs to put you on payroll because that is a review.
I have like one chapter left in there, and I'm so afraid of what's gonna happen that I have it on DNF right now. So bear with me. And the same thing happened to me in Iron Flame. But anyway, go ahead. Kayla, you're next.
Okay, this is one of the books that I remember liking a lot that I can't remember what happens.
I just know I liked it.
This is purely a vibes recommendation, okay?
Okay.
I remember reading this whole series last year, and just loving the whole thing. But can I tell you much about it?
You recommended it to me.
No,
I don't remember what you said either.
I remember the world. Okay, something about like the main character is being hunted because she has some type of powers. But that's all I remember.
Okay.
That is a vibes recommendation. This book had really vibes.
Thank you for that. We need them sometimes.
Vibes recommendation.
Mystery rack.
All right. So my next one is okay, cool. So I actually also do not have this physically because this is Sophie's series as well. So the Plated Prisoner series. Mm-hmm. So to be fair, I liked the second book the best. I honestly cannot remember the title of it. The first book is Guild. All of the books start with a G. It's like Guild, Gleam, Glint, Gold, Goldfinch. I'm gonna find it. Go ahead. I just honestly can't remember what the title of the second book is. But Plated Prisoner series. And Play the Prisoner series, again, it's the male main character will burn down the world for his girl, but still lets her like be powerful and run her own life and whatever. And she's coming from a lot of trauma. You know, basically it's a play on the King Midas story. But that's all I'm gonna say. I don't really want to ruin it or anything.
Book 2 is Glint.
And Book 2 is Glint. Okay, so Glint was my favorite. So again, Slade Ravenger. I'm gonna say that from a protect your girl and bedroom bully perspective, he might be the one. No, he is the one. Like he's better than Zayden. He's better than Reese. He's better than Khan. Like he is up there. He is severely underrated.
Okay. All right. He's on my list anyway. So that's on my list of things. You got one more, Kayla? Give it to us.
The last basically spoiled the whole book. I was gonna recommend Fourth Wing for anyone who wants to like delve into. We already basically spoiled the whole book, but Fourth Wing, you should read it.
It's so worth it, though. No, we haven't spoiled the whole book. We haven't. No, we haven't.
They just know that Violet is sickly and has 2 dragons.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, that you can pick up anywhere on social media. It would be fine.
But I read that in like a day. I remember when I started, I was like, oh, I must finish it now. And that book got me. So I must say, Fourth Wing, the whole world, the dragons, the politics, but then the spice. Zayn's great. The spice plus powers.
I loved the politics of that one too. The world I read, and I don't know what it is about dragons. I think I just need to meet them. I just need one. So we have a question, and I actually don't know that this is actually for our guests, but I have it that next week's going to be great for you, Ms. Diana Wright Bush. Good night. I am writing a book. How can I start? We have someone coming on next week who is a romance writer, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And we got Yolita Phillips, who is, she says, you ladies are awesome. Thank you. I haven't been showing you these notes. But yes, so next week we're going to have a romance author on, and we're going to talk about how to write a book. And she's going to be a great guest for us and talk about romance in particular and how she got into the genre. So I'm looking out for you guys as well. But I know that we only have time for like our fire round or lightning round. And anyone who wants to ask any questions during the week, please feel free. Oh, interested in writing a book. Where do I start? Next week's episode is going to be perfect for you. So just tune in to us next week. And you can also send us a note. I'm putting in the email at the bottom of the screen. You can email booksandbushtea at booksandbushtea@gmail.com. So you can just give us a call or on the show next week. And if not, you can just send us an email, and we can actually start the session off with your email. So that email again is booksandbushtea@gmail.com. Send us a quick note and we'll set her up for it. So yeah, we'll see you then. So last questions for you ladies. And this is like super, super fast lightning round. Audiobook, ebook, or good old paper?
Paper.
Love it. I did not expect that. Fiction or nonfiction?
Fiction.
Obviously. Reread or one and done?
One and done.
Reread.
Really?
Situation dependent with the reread.
Okay, fair enough. Like you have to choose your.
Like if a new book is coming out, I'll read the one before. Like for example, like Brimstone just dropped. I reread Quicksilver.
Yeah, I remember the vibes, and then I pick up context clues very well. The context clues will carry me through.
Fair enough. And do you always finish a book, or do you put it down if you know you don't like it?
DNF.
I am too anal to DNF. I will like I said to you right now. I'm reading a book that I am actually struggling through, but it's like Christina, don't quit. So
I will put that down, and it will be one of my book decorations.
Fair enough. Listen, man, you guys have been excellent. I am so glad to have you here, Kayla. Kayla's actually not on island right now, but we're really glad she took the time. And Christina, one of our own, I'm glad we caught you on island because, we're always on a plane somewhere. Thank you so much for coming. This has been such a good time. I'm going to have you back at some point. I know it's going to happen. So please keep in touch with us and bless you. Have a wonderful time. And please remember to go and get yourself sorted out at Vice because of that. Yeah. If you're going to read spice, you might as well have some spice in your life. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But midnight blues got in the way.